Have you ever started a project that you planned for a really long time and realized like, wow, it's actually happening? That's what's going on for me right now. Hello there, my name is Alex, and today I'm going to be talking about depression. Now, when depression is discussed, it's typically done in a very strong and intense way. Today I'm here to try a much more comfortable approach, which will hopefully lead to much more discussion on the subject. Which is why today I'm going to be talking about cartoon characters that struggle with depression, and what we can learn from them both as people with depression and as outsiders looking in. I want to preface this by saying that these opinions are mine and are built upon personal experiences with depression. On top of that, I'm only going to be talking about two characters to allow more room for conversation. With that said, let's begin. The first character I want to talk about is Charlie Brown from the Peanut comics and cartoon specials. Charlie Brown's a side character. He wasn't born with great looks or great talent. He never got the Valentine or kicked the football, and people put him down all over the place. Charlie Brown's the example that depression can happen to any of us. One of the most ignorant things I've ever heard is that he or she is too young to have depression because he or she does not have enough experience in their life. No. We as outsiders do not hold the right to judge someone's hardships, or as Charlie Brown would call them, good griefs. And more so, we outsiders do not hold the right to judge how someone feels about a situation. Charlie Brown is the example that anybody can get depression, regardless of their age, gender, or anything else. Charlie Brown also shows that you don't have to let your struggles win. He goes out for help. Granted, it's a girl at the stand, but he still goes out to talk about his problems. He still tries to scrap a baseball team together out of nowhere, and he still tries to kick that football. He doesn't let his struggles get in the way of his hopes and dreams, which is something that everybody needs to try and do. Because although depression is a hard thing to deal with, it does not control you. You can still live your life, you can still achieve, and you can still be great. And Charlie proves the desire to do so is there. The other character I want to talk about is actually fairly obvious, and that's Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. Where with Charlie Brown we can learn about dealing with depression in a personal way, with Eeyore we can learn about dealing with depression as a friend or outsider. The beautiful thing about Eeyore is that although he's clinically depressed, his friends don't leave him. They still invite him on adventures and shenanigans, and they never give up on him. And that's an important thing to remember when dealing with depression. You can't give up on someone just because they're struggling. The best thing about Eeyore's friends, however, is that they don't ask him to be anyone other than himself. They don't tell him to smile, and they don't tell him to be happy. But they care for him at the same time. And that's an important balance. You can't tell someone with depression to turn off the switch and be happy. But at the same time, you still care for them. Take, for example, Winnie the Pooh and his buddies, who went out and found Eeyore a new tail after Eeyore couldn't find his own. That's a metaphor for this situation. You can't give up on someone, but you can be there to help. These two characters are small examples on a much larger issue, and I don't have the time nor the experience to discuss it on the grand scale. But what I do have is the ability to open up discussion on depression, which is what I want to do now. So if you have an opinion to this point, whether it be as small as agreeing to this point, or as big as disagreeing or creating your own point, please leave in the comment section below. I look forward to engaging and reading the comments, and hopefully creating more discussion and making the community much more comfortable to talk about depression. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. My name is Alex, and thank you for coming to my world.